Hello and welcome to this edition of Lithuanian Brands Best Practice webinar series. My name's Darren Coleman. I'm the founder and managing consultant of UK-based branding agency Wavelength Marketing, and I'm also the honorary counsel for Lithuania in my hometown of Birmingham, UK. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Marius. Marius is the recently appointed Chief Marketing Officer at TransferGo. Hello, Marius.
Hi, how are you doing? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. How's things?
Very good considering the world circumstances, but good for let's say digital service like ours.
Yeah, sounds great. Okay, then, so to start off with, I'd like to explore just the broader context for the TransferGo brand. Maybe if you can tell us a bit about your customers, the markets that you operate in, and possibly about the product or products that sit under the TransferGo brand.
All right, so we are very focused on migrants that moved abroad for a better life, and they are sending money back home, mostly for family reasons, to support families. Of course, they also pay for mortgages, pay back loans, or they just simply plan to save money for a better life. So we are in the remittance business, and a few of our key markets will be, of course, Lithuania, because this is a Lithuanian company, 4 Lithuanian co-founders that started this business. So we started with Lithuanians abroad, especially in the UK. Then Polish, Romanian, Ukrainians. Ukraine became like a huge market for us. Turkish, and there are a few new markets that we are planning to go into or explore more in 2021. Yeah, this is, let's say, a short summary of what TransferGo is doing, who is the customer, and yeah, the key markets for us.
Okay, great. And how about the product or the products that sit under the TransferGo brand?
We mainly focus on one product for consumers, for these migrants that send money abroad from one account to another, or for paying from one card to another. We do have some secondary products, like a product for SMEs, for small businesses, and we just launched, and is still work in progress, an enterprise and like an API integration kind of product. But mainly I would say that the key product for TransferGo is for consumers, this money, international money transfers. Very simple, nothing complicated, not 1 million products out there. We stick to one and try to do it very well.
Sure. API, it's a long time since I've heard that term. Can you refresh my memory on what that means?
Is an integration for companies that want to process payments through a third party, in simple words. But again, this is not our core business. Remittance remains our core business, and just basic simple money transfers.
Right, but through the API, you'll provide third parties with the enabler for remittance themselves, should they want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, so in terms of your brand then, can you tell us a bit more about your brand, possibly the values, personality, positioning, something around the story maybe?
Yeah, we are trying to, because this business was created by migrants for migrants. So we are in their shoes in so many ways. I am myself somebody living abroad, and we have many employees in this situation. And we are trying very hard to stay close to our customers and put the customer first, and think about all the needs and all the, let's say, pain points that they have living abroad. Maybe they don't speak the language very well. Maybe they're frustrated about, how to send money back home. So all we try to do with branding is make sure that we stay close to them and we are as helpful as possible. And there are like a few key things that we are trying to achieve. First of all, we want to be very transparent about fees, about how long the transfer will take. We're trying to stay close to them and give them any other help that we can give them. For example, how do you, content on how do you change your passport if you are abroad, how to find a better job if you're abroad, how to solve this and that if you are abroad. So these are, let's say, some of the key things that we are trying to communicate for our marketing. And we usually don't get complicated. We want to make sure that the customer understands exactly what the value is and what would be the reason to use TransferGo. We are not trying to put too many, like, let's say, flowers around our marketing and spice it up with a lot of things that are not related to money transfers and that particular pain point. I know it's a lot of conversations out there, especially this year, around, okay, how do you build brand affinity, or how do you build brand in such circumstances, and how do you keep a customer close to your brand? And I would say that yes, you can build a lot of brand, and this is what we're trying to do, like around trust, to make sure that the customer feels comfortable, because we are talking about money transfer, not buying a pair of shoes from a shop where you can easily go and return. So this is very scary for them to give their money into this online world. So yes, trust is a very important aspect, but product is also very important, because the product experience basically will build that trust 10 times and will help the customers to have that brand affinity. So I believe that brand and product, they should work very, very well hand in hand to give that experience. And I like to give an example. Please stop me if I talk too much. I like to give this example, like marketing, of course, very much based on branding and building that brand activity, is like inviting people. Imagine that you have a big party. So marketing is a department that is inviting people to that party. And then the product is the party. So the product is hosting the party. So marketing has to make sure that they invite the right people to the party, and the product, the people that host the party, they need to make sure that the people that are invited have a great time, have a great experience. This is, let's say, like a fun example of how I see these two things working together, because if you build a solid brand, and then the person comes in and has a very bad experience with the product, no matter how hard you try to build that affinity through emotional stuff and great content and, I don't know, resonate with the customer, still the product experience, if it's bad, is bad, that's it. But then also, if you don't have the brand building, the affinity, building the trust early on, then you give very few people a chance to actually experience your awesome product. Yeah. So balance.
Oh, I understand. So do you find that the importance of product versus brand is greater or less for certain markets and certain customers that you may serve?
I think for our markets, it is always the same. Absolutely always the same, because this is not fashion industry. This is not about vanity. This is about a basic need. People need to see money moving from one place to another very fast, very secure, and very cheap. So they look at your promise, your brand promise, and they look at your delivery, what you deliver through product. And consistently, I can see it for all markets is absolutely the same. A bad product experience is just bad. You will not win with flowers and songs and awesome marketing. And poor marketing will not bring people to the product. They will not discover it because you didn't communicate well, or you didn't convince them to trust you in the first place, to try it at least once.
So when you mention brand promise there, that's an interesting term. And can you talk us through TransferGo's brand promise and possibly how you deliver against that?
Yeah, because we rely a lot on pricing. First of all, we say that we are cheaper, and we rely a lot on speed and safety. So these are key things that we need to deliver. So we have to make sure that, first of all, we deliver the money. The customers don't wait around wondering what is going on. Second, we have to deliver the speed that we promise, because we have certain delivery options on our website. So if somebody, for example, decides to choose a delivery option where they receive the money in 30 minutes, that has to be spot on. Otherwise, we lose the trust. And then the pricing, we have to be transparent there. The customers need to know how much they pay and how much they will receive exactly on the other side. So on the price side, it's pretty obvious. It's on the calculator, and no matter how you play with that calculator, or when you go inside the product, you see very clear how much the receiver will get. when it comes to speed and the safety and everything, we have an amazing customer support team that, you know, if something is like, if people have questions, they have worries, they don't know what happened, or something is required of them, because let's say we request for documents, or some kind of compliance reasons that we have to put in place. The customer support is, we work with people that speak their languages, so they don't speak to robots, they don't speak to a team that only can do English. We have all the key languages for our markets, so we are able to give our customers very relevant feedback, help on the spot. So in our brand, when we communicate these things, we are very careful. We will never say, for example, yeah, we are the cheapest in the world, or, you know, we will deliver the money in 1 minute, when actually it's 30 minutes. Or we make sure that we stick to this, and we don't make promises that we cannot keep. It's pretty straightforward.
Over-promising and under-delivering is a fatal branding mistake. Yeah,
absolutely the worst. Yes. We have let's say a desire to actually over-deliver. Yeah. This is what we are trying to do. If we say to a customer that, okay, the fastest money transfer that we can do is 30 minutes, our finance team and our product, they try to over deliver there and actually deliver the money in 5 minutes if they can, or 15, or yeah, just less than what it says on the marketing material. This is our goal.
Yeah. So from a brand perspective, in relation to your competitors, where would you say that your main points of difference lie?
Localization. Instead of focusing on the entire world and trying to be very global at once and serving everybody at once, we actually decided to pick and choose a few markets that we thought okay, these markets really need great service and great money transfers, like Lithuania, Poland, Romania, Ukraine, especially Turkey. So we selected a few markets, but we decided to go all in with branding and this localization that I'm talking about. So what we did, we offered their languages. Let me speak about Romanians, because I am Romanian. So for Romanians, we have the product in Romanian, first of all. So landing page in Romanian, but when they log in, they also find Romanian language. We have somebody that is hired as a growth manager and serves Romania as a market, functions like a country manager for that market. And this person is responsible to take care of all the branding for Romania, all the communication for Romania, to make sure it's relevant, it's great for our customers, and we test products and we do translations by the book. It's no mistakes and spot on. And we have a customer support team of a few people that speak Romanian, and they are from Romania. So all this is what we call localization, is a key instrument for us to grow and keep these markets at a very high level. While a lot of the competitors decided to focus on other things, like being more global or communicating more in English or focusing more on businesses, we are more, let's say, specific with our targeting.
So I assume, although you've got a slightly more nuanced and local approach in the market, I'm assuming there's some guiding principles that come centrally from the brand, and the local delivery of that experience operates within the scope or the parameters of the brand to have some overall cohesion to what you're doing.
Yes, I mean, a lot of companies talk about the brand book and aligning a brand and making sure that the brand is aligned across all markets and it has the same look and feel everywhere. Absolutely, we are trying to do the same thing. We are not different in that sense. We are trying to, of course, stick to the same logo, don't change to have the same tone of voice, serve all the markets in the same way, and keep it very brand aligned. But we show, I believe, more flexibility in terms of localizing the brand for certain markets, because what we want to do, we want Turkish people, Romanian people, Lithuanian people to feel like this is their company. Mm-hmm. It's a Romanian company. It's not a company with an office in Vilnius or in London or Berlin. It's a company that is for Romanians. We speak Romanian. We offer them money transfers. We speak Turkish. We speak also German for the Turkish that's, are in Germany and speak German language. So this is our approach in terms of branding, because today I think countries and certain target groups feel this is how you build that affinity, when you show as a brand that you put an effort into understanding a culture and making yourself relevant to them, speaking their language, trying to offer products that are really valuable to them, especially to them, showing that you are open to customize a little bit your brand to serve them in a better way, and you're not trying to put them in a whole group with all the other people. You are considerate of their culture, experience, needs, and I think this itself builds that kind of affinity that you're looking for.
Yeah. There's loads of other questions I'd love to ask, particularly because you're a services brand. So the behavioral element of what you do when it comes to localizing that experience is, I'm sure, another key part of your strategy. But I'll have to move on to the final part of the interview, and just I'd be interested to know what your plans are for the coming months and years.
Well, 2021, let's hope, is going to be a much better year than this one. We hope that the world will go back to normal and everybody will be able to travel, and our customers will be able to go abroad and work the way they used to. And we have some great plans. We have a few new markets that we just launched a few months ago, and we will put a lot of effort into next year, like Russia and Nigeria, for example. We have a few other ones that we are validating in the next few months. Plus, of course, product team is making a huge effort to improve the product. First of all, by improving the journey, the experience. Second, we are trying to improve our referral program to make it better and better for the customers, and eventually adding new products, which I hope it will happen in 2021.
Right. So it sounds like there's plans for product and distribution in new markets. So interesting times lie ahead. Okay, Marius, so CMO of TransferGo, thanks a million for joining me today on Lithuanian Brands Best Practice webinar series. It's been great to have a chat to you. Thanks a million. At you.